Hi, I'm Paul Ramsay, front of house sound engineer, and I'm going to talk about the RME MADIFace, which I own. I use it with pretty well everybody I mix these days. I've got a MacBook Pro that I just link it through the Express port into, and using Digico consoles, I come off the MADI into the MADIFace, and I use it to record the show and to do virtual sound check-in, and that's it really. Okay, with virtual sound check, basically I record either, like this situation, I record the rehearsals, or if it's a show, I record the show the day before, and then the day after I come in and I set my console up, and I basically play back the files from, ideally a show I find's better because you've got the band at full intensity, and put it through the PA system, and basically I can listen to individual channels. With a digital console I can add snapshots or update snapshots. The great thing is, unlike you really can ever get a band, is if you want to just listen to a certain section or an effect, you can basically keep looping that section and get it until you think it's perfect, which you could never, get a band to sit up there and just keep playing the same section again and again. I can listen to individual instruments. I mean, for me, it's just the best tool ever. I mean, to be honest, it's better than, in a way, having the band in for soundcheck. I probably can get more out of that because I can just sit for hours listening to individual channels and mixes and snapshots. I mean, I find the first few days of a tour, I'll spend hours every day sitting with even just headphones on, just going through mixes and updating and getting so much tidied up on the console and with sounds, and it's just a tool that I couldn't go without now. When I normally don't need more than 56 tracks, I will tend to take just my MacBook Pro and the MADIFace, and that would just travel with me in my laptop bag, and that's it. And I'll turn up at a show and 2 B&C cables, and I've basically got a full recording package of 56 tracks in and out, and it's just brilliant. I mean, I travel all around the world that way. I mean, I went to Australia and turned up a show there, specified a Digico desk, and just turn up my laptop, put it in, and I had my show from London that I managed to virtual sound check in the PA, and then the band didn't even need to come in for sound check that day, and then I recorded that show that night in Melbourne, and then packed it up in my laptop bag afterwards. One laptop and one tiny little interface, and that's it done. For the Who, I'm using, because we're over 56 tracks, I was unable to use the MADIFace. I mean, we're running an excess of 90 odd inputs for this show that we're doing at the moment. So I have a desktop PC rack mounted with 2 RME MADI cards in the back. So we do have the potential to do 112 channels off this setup here with the Digico. And we're running Nuendo as the software package to record onto. I mean, well, when I first started with the Who, to be fair, I was on an analog console, so we used to do it so we didn't have MADI, so originally it started with just direct outs on every input into a couple of 24-track hard disk recorders with all, a loom of 48 analog lines, and we were actually over that input count, so I then had to submix certain channels back down as well. And it was quite a long setup to set up every day, and plus we weren't able to split every channel individually, so we were still having to submix certain sections. Then I did go to a Digico fairly shortly after, and then was able to introduce the MADI side, which is just simplified, in setup time. Obviously it's just now like 4 B&C cables because we're over 56 tracks, so we are running 2 cards. But the simplified setup, and plus we've managed to now take every channel. We're not sacrificing by submixing certain channels. Plus with the old setup, I didn't really have the option to do virtual sound checking. Well, not easy, because it was another 48 inputs back in, and you weren't getting the true mic pre's back then because you're having to go on the line input. So this is and basically it's one press on the button to go between a live setup and then a virtual sound check setup. So it is a lot simpler than what I had to do before if I did want to try and do virtual sound checking.